since we have that kind of outlined, the next thing I want to do is I want us to start kind of going back with the marker. Now with this part, you have to be careful because once you go over those lines, it's kind of there. Like it's very hard to erase a marker. So make sure wherever you have your lines down that you want, that's definitely where you want that to be, because this is kind of sealing that. And the reason I'm doing this is because when we go back and start shading, we don't want our pencils to start smearing and smudging, kind of how I said over here. You don't want that to start happening on your entire drawing. So if you do the marker, it kind of holds the lines in place so we can go back and shade and all of that, and it won't mess up our outline. So it just kind of adds more detail and it seals your drawing pretty much. All right, so I'm going to use my Prismacolor marker that we have here. And if you are on YouTube too, I'll leave the link in the description of the kit that I have. It's like a colored pencil kit, and it comes with the markers and like one drawing pencil. So I still would suggest you get more drawing pencils, but it does come with one HB drawing pencil. So I mean, it's a good way to start. Okay, so now we're gonna start over here in the corner. We're gonna look at the reference and see where we see dark lines. All right, so we see a dark line here. Okay, that's what we're gonna do for that. Now we see a dark line here. Gonna go all the way down on that one because we're gonna shade all of that too. These little detail lines you have in here, gonna darken that. Got it? Hi guys, stop what you're doing. Yes, I'm interrupting the drawing tutorial. Stop really quick if you haven't. If you are on YouTube, click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and share this video so you can continue to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to each and every individual here on earth. Alright guys, let's get back to the drawing. Alright. Now we're got pretty much all the lines that we drew, we're going to go back and darken those. Like your tiny lines, you can kind of leave those a bit lighter because we're actually going to be shading using those. But pretty much all of these little lines, you need to go back with the marker. Alright. So let's first start up here. We're going to just retrace. Got that? Now we're going to come here, we're going to start on our water. Still keep it going opposite ways though, so that it adds those different dimensions and everything. You're just really retracing. But the reason we didn't use the marker first is just in case we need to go back and erase and all of that. Like now, since we have our position of where we want the lines, we can go back with the marker. But if we would have done this first, we wouldn't have been able to go back if the line was crooked or anything like that. You can use the reference image as kind of a draft so you can know where to darken the lines. And all of those little zigzags and stuff add to the detail. Some of the lines I'm leaving lighter just in case I want to use them when I'm shading. This just adds a little more of a bolder look to the overall drawing. Make sure you do the water going opposite ways to represent like a wave. if you notice somewhere where you want to change something, I would suggest you change it before you go to that area with the marker. So if you see something now that you're wanting to change on your drawing, stop and do it, and then, you know, retrace it in the marker. You don't want like straight lines because you want to represent that water, of course, so you don't want them super duper straight. And the marker will dry. Obviously, just you wait just a little while before messing with any of the parts that you put the marker. It's gonna dry, but you just give it a few seconds to dry. Back and forth waves down here at the bottom. And remember, if you're wanting to shade, if you don't have like a blending tool, you can use like a makeup brush or even a Q-tip to shade, but don't use your hands. Do not use your fingers, because the oil from your hands will actually could actually ruin your drawing, and it's messed up a few of my drawings doing that. And if you look at it when you use your finger, it has like these tiny little ridge lines. That's the oil from your hand mixing with that. That's kind of the left side. Now I do want to come back and add more water right here, so it's almost like touching Moses, but we can add that kind of like at the end when we're just doing our final details. But let's get like our basic structure and outline, and we'll do all of that once we start doing the shading and all of that right here, because these are just like a few lines that we can add. It's just an additional detail that I think would be a nice touch to add, so it will be connected to Moses. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up the drawing for this week of drawing Moses parting the Red Sea. I did want to let you guys know, make sure you check out our Biblical Arts Museum at abamcenter.com, where we house over 150 different multicultural biblical characters and 20 plus African kings, as well as there has just been added a virtual walkthrough tour of the museum over there, so make sure you check that out. In addition to, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you also go to eternalfriends.tv so you can watch Heart for Art on live TV. We're now on the Roku device on Eternal Friends Network TV. You can catch us there 7 a.m. every morning. So if you haven't already, make sure you go over there and check that out. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel at Heart for Art. We're going to be doing step-by-step sketch tutorials of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire series. Again, make sure you guys check us out on heartforart.live so you can get step-by-step sketch tutorials, as well as you can see more ways that you can use your drawing and grow more as an artist. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Check us out again, heartforart.live. Go ahead over there and avail yourself to all of those resources. God bless, guys. Stay encouraged and don't give up on God's calling for your life. See you next Tuesday, 2 p.m. CST. Bye. Want to understand God's calling for your life as a visual artist? Well, now you can. Zoe Hoffman's book entitled How to Get Answers Every Time You Pray for Visual Artists, which is inspired by Apostle Dr. Ludi L. Hoffman's book, How to Get Answers Every Time You Pray, The Power of Partnership, you will be guided through what needs to be done in order to properly stay in God's will for your life as an artist. Go online to www.abamcenter.com and order your copy today.
heartforart.live. heartforart.live.